Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane is seeking to appeal a court ruling against her Estina Dairy Project investigation findings when she heads to the Pretoria High Court today. For more on this story, we crossed our editorial contributor Karyn Maughan, who's been following it closely and monitoring those proceedings inside court. Karyn, a very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us. I know that court proceedings were underway. Exactly what transpired in court?
Well, just in the last few minutes, Judge Ronald Tolme, who of course gave that damning ruling against Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane over her failure to do her job in terms of investigating the Estina Dairy Project alleged scam, which had such devastating impacts for 100 black farmers that it was meant to empower, and the personal costs order that she gave against her, the judge saying that she will reserve judgment on that and deliver it at 11:30 on Friday morning. She is going to be, of course, evaluating whether Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane has done enough to convince her that she should be granted leave to appeal the judgment issued against her and the personal costs order, which will force Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane to pay 7.5% of the legal costs involved in the DA and the Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution challenging her Estina report in court. Her lawyer, Francois Boertes, today contending that the judge's decision in this matter effectively took away Busisiwe Mkhwebane's discretion in deciding which investigation she should pursue and which not, and that the judge had simply ignored her contention that she'd been unable to go deeper in terms of Estina investigation because of profound resource constraints. Of course, Michelle Leroux arguing for Kasek that this was simply not a valid argument to make, given that she had subsequently, at the behest of Parliament, engaged in a second Estina investigation in which she had in fact investigated the very people that she at one time had said she didn't have the ability to investigate. Now we know Ace Magashule, the former MEC in Free State where this project was mounted, and Mosebenzi Zwane, the former MEC of Agriculture, both of whom were reportedly implicated in the functioning of the Gupta-linked Estina Dairy Project alleged scam by the Gupta leak emails, which is one of the key arguments that was advanced by the DA in Kasek, simply saying that Mkhwebane failed to have any kind of cognizance of those emails and the revelations contained in them, and failed to do her job by not investigating them when she did her investigation.
Now, Karyn, should Advocate Mkhwebane have failed to do enough to convince Judge Tolme on this appeal, what will that outcome mean for Mkhwebane's detractors?
Well, it of course will be a massive victory for her detractors. I think this judgment is arguably the most scathing that has been given against her. Judge Tolme again reiterating her findings during argument in court today that what she contended was the impermissible, inappropriate conduct of the Public Protector in terms of the Reserve Bank saga, in which a personal costs order was made against her, was arguably far worse. Was arguably far less bad than her conduct in terms of the Estina investigation, because the people affected by Estina were the most vulnerable, the very people who relied on the Public Protector to assist them. And of course saying that, had there not been litigation mounted by people like the DA or Kasek, the investigation would have simply died a death at the stage at which she had released her report, in which she made findings against certain low-level officials within the Free State, go knocking on the doors of high-ranking officials like Ace Magashule for answers. Of course, this judgment, I think, it basically encapsulates the judge's contention that in fact Busisiwe Mkhwebane failed the people of South Africa. Now that kind of line, when Parliament pursues its inquiry into her fitness to hold office, if and when that occurs next year, will undoubtedly be profoundly powerful ammunition for those who say she should not be in her position any longer.
Thank you so much for that update. Let's leave it there. Our editorial contributor, Karyn Maughan, just monitoring the developments around Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane's appeal. Of course, Judgment Day expected on Friday at 11:30.